January 2025 has brought with it every weather imaginable, from snow and hail to beautiful sunshine. This week I've been dodging the storms to Coppicing Hazel for the veg patch, clearing around hellebores to show off their blooms, and we take a trip up to the highest point on the South Downs Way in search of some Highland cows. Chuck on your wellies and a nice warm coat, and let's get started.
Well, good morning from a very cold, misty England. Just walking down to this little hazel patch we've got down here because they're ready to be coppiced. So I'm going to do that this morning while it's a bit wet to do anything else. And I thought I'd bring you along. So here it is. We've got sort of 3 or 4 bunches of hazel here that we usually coppice every sort of couple of years. We'll use these for runner beans and anything else we need to prop up, really. Very handy. Right, let's go. Nice sharp saw.
Hazel is native to the UK and has been coppiced here for around 4,000 years. Historically, it was used as the foundation for wattle and door walls. As long as you do it through the dormant months with a clean, sharp saw, it's perfectly safe to do. In fact, coppiced trees tend to live a lot longer than those left uncoppiced.
I'm almost done with the cutting part of this job, and then I've got to drag it all up the hill, tie it up, tidy it up a bit, take all these wispy bits off, and then all of these poles will be ready to use for next season. As I said, we probably use them for bean poles, but it can be used for all sorts of stuff really. Fencing, any kind of sort of structural things in the garden. We actually use some of the thicker ones to prop up new trees that we put in, just to hold them up for a couple of years. It's also sustainable, obviously, because well, in a couple of years' time these will be just as big as they are now, and the whole time that they're growing they provide a good habitat for birds and rodents and all manner of creepy crawlies. So yeah, I think it's great. Right then, that's all the cutting done. Next thing I'm going to do is have a good tidy up of this bed, because in a couple of months' time this is going to be full of bluebells and daffs and primroses. It always looks really great here. So I'm going to rake all these leaves off, cut back all these ferns, and yeah, get it looking tidy again. Let's go. Okay, this bed's all done now. Giving it a good weed out. You can clearly see sort of the clumps of hazel now. They've been coppiced, and there's all sorts of stuff coming up in there now. Lots of primroses and some crown pinks and some bluebells and daffs. I'm seeing them all come up, even some crocuses. So come back in a couple of months' time and I'll show you what it looks like then. It'll be awash with blues and purples and yellows. It's going to look great. All right, time for some lunch. You have to excuse the road noise. I'm right next to the road here, so I hear a bit of traffic. I was just clearing around this hellebore here, and just thought I'd show you this. It's a little daphne that I planted last year, and it's already got one little flower coming out now, a few more buds on it. So yeah, I'm really happy that that's doing well. And daphne's a really great shrub to put in, because this time of year, when there's not really much else going on in the garden, you'll start to see it flowering, and then once your sarcococcus have finished flowering and you've lost the scent of those, then daphne will start to put its flowers out, usually late winter, sort of end of February, March time, and you get a lovely scent, really strong fragrance from them. And yeah, some sarcococcus and daphnes together are a really good idea. You'll get a nice fragrance in that area of the garden all through the winter. Well, a few days have passed now, and the wet weather has well and truly come in. But I thought I'd show you this lovely corkscrew hazel I've got here, as we're on the subject of hazel. And this is just putting out its catkins now, so it's about to look really nice. And what I wanted to show you was, if you've got one yourself, you might find that you're getting some sort of long straight growth at the bottom here, and these will just be suckers that are coming up from the rootstock. And what you want to do is get a nice sharp saw again, or a nice sharp pair of secateurs, and take these off right at the base, you know, as close to the ground as possible, and that'll ensure that it keeps its nice corkscrew stems, and these won't grow up through it. So I'm going to do that now. Well, it's getting quite dark here now, so I'll finish up soon, but just wanted to show you these bean poles. The owner of this garden's very kindly sorted these out, tidied them up, trimmed off the extra bits, cut them to size, and yeah, as you can see, really nice solid poles, used for anything you need them for really. These will be bean poles, but yeah, really handy to have tucked away in the garden somewhere, and you can grab one whenever you need one. And in a couple of years' time, there'll be a whole fresh bunch. So yeah, great stuff.
Thanks for joining me in the garden this week, and I hope I've inspired you to grow some hazel yourself. It really is useful. I'll leave you now with a bit of footage I took on Butser Hill after the snow, when we went in search for some Highland cows. See you next time, and happy gardening.